I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk to folks from the VTuber community about their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. The Art Bunni joins us. Hi.
Hi, hello.
Please introduce yourself for everybody.
I'm the Art Bunny. I'm a Twitch streamer, artist. I test my friends' mental capabilities through my cursed artwork, and I got here, apparently, somehow, magically.
So you test your friends' mental capabilities. Is that expanding their horizons, or is it squashing their little minds?
Um, all of the above. Because sometimes I'll be like, I'm like that one artist friend that's like, I can draw it, so why shouldn't I draw it?
So everything is within your grasp.
Everything is within my grasp.
Have you always been the person who wanted to write everything or draw everything you see?
Yes, absolutely. Like I'll just randomly take out my phone and just like take a photo of something, and then my friends will be like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Shh, it's for reference later."
Well, no, those people that you don't really want hanging around certain things because they're going to take a picture no matter what. No pictures here. Click.
Click, just click.
So you started early on with a pen and paper.
Yes, very early on.
Mhm.
Um, you know, my biggest piece of advice to anyone who wants to draw is literally to just draw on anything, your homework, the wall, your skin, like really just draw on anything and it slowly works out in the end. Like where I
Eventually,
ended up,
yeah. I mean,
an
eventually
anime
you
girl
get
on
up
the internet.
on the internet. How long did it take for you to transfer from pen and paper, pencil and paper to digital work?
So, this is gonna sound really weird. So what happened was I wanted to draw art of Minecraft.
Mhm.
And I had this Chromebook that was like touchscreen.
Yeah.
So I installed a paint program on there and I was just drawing on there. It was not good art, but it was art nonetheless. And soon enough I convinced my dad to give me his like 20-year-old Mac and buy me a tablet to actually draw on computer. I upgraded my setup since, I promise. It was very slow in the beginning. It was very slow. But learning.
Yeah. So you're self-taught.
Yes, I am fully self-taught.
Oh, that's
Though I
that's.
did take some professional classes, though I'm being honest here, like it was not worth it.
mm, I always wonder about those because to me, a lot of that is your own. A lot of art is your own taste anyway. And other than maybe learning how to shade, maybe learning how to draw, and I will say this word only once, hands.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
not the hands, not the
Yes,
hands.
and other types of things. Really, it's all whatever you want to draw and how you're seeing it, isn't it?
Absolutely. Like I would say you should take art classes if you want to learn a new style.
Hmm.
However, realistically, most art classes that I've taken, they really do kind of kill your creativity slightly because there's always really heavy boundaries you have to do. For example, I took this one class and they specifically want us to draw in this one illustrator style. Like we could not change the style. It was really frustrating, especially for me since I really like experimenting with style.
Hmm. Well, that's the absolute opposite of art, isn't it?
That's the shocking part. I tell people. It's like it's like when a person tries to become a chef.
Hmm.
They like cooking at home, but then they work in a restaurant, they're like, "Man, like I hate making the same dishes over and over again."
Yeah,
Things like that.
there's no room to experiment and grow and put your own flair into it.
But that doesn't mean art classes are useless. It's really useful for learning like technical stuff. Like I learned Illustrator through my art classes, so you know what? It was worth it.
Yeah. Well, for people like me who have absolutely no talent whatsoever in art, I actually got an F in art in school, and I did not, and I actually finished the project, and it got an F. So it tells you how bad it was.
Wow.
That gives you
You
an
just had
idea.
a horrible art teacher.
No, I had a horrible art. So
Nah.
and that's the way it was. But for someone like me who's just maybe getting in and learning basic brush techniques, basic stuff. But for someone like you who's been putting it on paper and then on the computer since you were, tiny, um, it's got to be more confining than anything else.
That is true. Like I said, art classes are very comforting for people who don't know thing. But you should also like I always just say you should try and find your own style.
Mhm.
That's one of the hardest pieces of advice I try to tell people. I'm like, yeah, you should just take bits of parts like from artists that you like
Mm.
and just try to mimic it. Don't here, let me say this. Don't try to copy it and pass it off as your own. You can take inspiration.
Yeah,
It's perfectly fine to steal. There's like quote unquote steal from your favorite artists
yeah.
and try to mimic things that they do, which is perfectly fine.
Hmm. But don't just copy it and put your name on it.
Yeah, basically, like you can copy a pose, but if you're trying to like copy like stroke to stroke what they're doing and then pass it off as your own, that's definitely not okay.
No, it's not. Neither is the word AI, which I will also not mention again the rest of
The
the interview.
forbidden phrase.
So that's two things I will not mention the rest of the interview. But the no, so you are doing this online in front of people with an
Yes, which
audience.
is nerve-wracking.
So I can imagine a little bit doing artwork by yourself with a some maybe somebody you're painting or drawing or something, but not in front of people over your shoulder watching what you do. How do you do
Try,
that?
like stream while people are watch, like actually like show people how I'm drawing
Yeah.
and not get nervous. That's the worst part. I'm not used to it. Oh my God. Like, I think it's actually very good when an artist streams what they're drawing
Hmm.
because it just shows you that we're not perfect. Because I kid you not, from a single drawing, like a single sketch you might see that I post online, there's about 30 or 40 of them that did not even make past like the simple shapes area. Like, I once was called out on my stream because they're like, Bunny, why do you have like 20 hidden layers? And I just showed them all the layers and they're just all failed sketches that I couldn't part with because I'm like, maybe I can come back and try and fix them.
I can fix them.
I
No,
can fix them.
now,
But no, like a streaming art online is always nerve-wracking because I'm like, I have to make something good. But at the same time, I'm like, Twitch chat isn't looking for a masterpiece. They're looking to interact with me
mhm.
and to troll me.
That is true. That is very true, and and put themselves into whatever you're doing. They want
Yeah,
to affect
absolutely.
it. So how do you do that and not compromise your vision?
So how I do it is I try and balance it between good ideas and me being impulsive.
Mhm. Okay.
Because sometimes I'll be working on commissions, sometimes I'll just be working on some free artwork, and I always just try to focus. But at the same time, I'm always up for something changing, so I don't mind if someone tells me to try something new.
That shouldn't be
After all,
a
the Control Z button exists.
that
That's
shouldn't be a
basically it.
house.
Control
That
Z.
should be a cow. No, no, don't listen to Eric. He doesn't know what he's talking
Trust me,
about.
a lot of drawings ended up in a maid outfit because my chat was like, "Hey, what if maid?
A house in a maid outfit. There you go. It works.
House in a maid outfit. Who knows? I might draw that later."
No, don't take suggestions from the guy who got an F in art class.
No,
It doesn't
no.
it doesn't work, believe me. I leave all the artwork to the wife. She's the one that does the art. Um, so you're doing this on, but that's not the only thing you're doing on stream. I mean, you're doing some variety as well.
Yeah, gaming.
You know, what type of
You
games are you
know.
using?
I've been playing Helldivers recently, Lethal Company, all kinds of games. For some reason, people just really like to watch me suffer on horror games.
She suffers for her art and she suffers for her games.
Yeah, to be honest, I started streaming. One of the main reasons why I started streaming is because I was like, I need to play more games. Because I kid you not, I am out of my friend group, I'm like the uncultured person.
Ah, no, well, I know how that goes too, but this here you got so you've got art, which is calming to watch and
Hmm.
for someone else, and then you've got Helldivers and Lethal Company, which is nowhere near calming. In fact, it'll put people in the hospital. So, is there any in between for you?
Minecraft.
Oh well, there you go.
Minecraft, definitely. I play Minecraft occasionally just to calm down.
So that's quite a ratio for you from going one to the other. Have you were you been a gamer as long as you've been an artist?
Yeah, basically, like I just whenever I play stuff, I just leave it up to my chat. I'd be
Mm.
like, "Hey, what do you guys want me to do?"
Well,
And
no.
then they'll just vote, and I'll just be like, "Okay, we can do that."
Well, I mean that's as interactive as it gets, isn't it? And have
Exactly.
you been able to? Well, first of all, when did you get started doing VTubing? I mean, talked about you getting started as an artist. When did that transition to going on the internet with it?
I had a VTuber model way longer before I had a streaming career.
Hmm.
I started streaming in October, but VTubing I actually started like 6 months earlier.
Mm. So you
Uh,
were already doing some things as far as that goes.
I was already working with VTubers by then. So what happened was like I was in this art server and they're like, "Hey Bunny, why don't you go into VTubing because like it makes a lot of money." And I was like, "Okay." And I just joined a server.
Well, that's
Okay, I'm not lying. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. Like I joined because I was like, "Oh, I need money. I'm broke."
you should have
So
been
I
a.
joined
You sound like a radio person back in the day because the M in media means mooch, and
Mooch.
we
Yeah,
go.
so I joined and then eventually like I just started to get commissions and then one day I unironically crashed into someone's stream.
Mm.
And what happened was they had to leave for like 30 minutes
Oh,
because they had to do something. And they're like, "Hey, Bunny, just be entertaining."
oh.
So I had to entertain their chat. And people are like, "Oh, you should become a VT, bro. You're funny." Apparently. I know I'm shocking. And and then people started following me before I started streaming. And then my real life friend was like, "You should just start streaming your art."
Well, you already had the channel by then. You might as well get that involved in it. And
I'm,
looks like it's doing pretty well for you.
yeah, it's pretty fun.
Well, is it drawing commissions for you? Is it bringing customers?
Definitely. Definitely. Okay, I'm actually quite shocked of the amount of commissioners I get who's like, "Oh, please draw my commission on stream because I like seeing it done in real time."
Hmm.
And I'm like so nervous to do it because I'm like, "Oh my God, what if like they message me halfway through the stream, they're like, 'Yo, I hate this. Can you change it, please?'"
Oh no, that's
Oh, the nose.
I can imagine. So you go from getting a commission and doing it on your own time, away from prying eyes, and at your own pace, to doing it on stream with not only them watching, but their entire family and everyone ever they know watching.
Exactly.
You don't
Oh
make
my
this
God, it
easy on
was.
yourself, do you?
No, I don't. Like, the amount of times I've actually had to tell my viewers to like get back to work. Like there's this okay, I have this one regular, I'm not gonna call them out or call their name. They would be listening to me while they're like working. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, no, no, don't do that. Get back to work.
Well, but with the art stuff, I imagine people have you more in the background for that too. You probably have
Definitely.
more lurkers for that than you would for a gaming setup.
You would be shocked.
Mm.
You would be shocked of how many people just lurk when I'm playing Minecraft or when I'm playing Helldivers
Mm.
or just Lethal. I think it's funny because I just imagine whenever because yesterday I was playing Helldivers and like three people lurked in a row, and I was like, they're just gonna hear me screaming democracy the entire time.
They're just going to listen to you scream in the background while they're working at their job at the I don't know monastery or something.
Trust me.
Oh, but
Oh,
as far as picking up audience for, do you think you've got a bigger audience coming up for your art or for your gaming?
definitely for like, there's like two separate audience for both.
Mm-hmm.
Like one joins for specifically for art, but one joins for specifically for gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Though every what?
Go ahead.
Though, like, I've been told by some people, they're like, "Oh, you should just focus on art. Oh, you should just focus on gaming." But I'm like, but why not both?
No,
You know?
I would go for both, but there is a distinct audience between them. You've already figured that out.
Definitely.
Is there at least a good carryover from one to the other?
Mm, when I'm drawing art of the game,
Mm,
definitely. Like, I was drawing art of some video games. Definitely got some crossover there.
hmm Well, you imagine you get some customers there too, because people will want art of the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah, draw my Minecraft character.
Oh my goodness. No, like I'm not gonna call out some specific people here again, but one time I was drawing Minecraft, like yeah, I was talking about Minecraft, and this one person was like, "Can you draw my Minecraft ship, please? Like, please?" And they DM'd me about it, and I'm like, "Yo, like I think me and you would be the only ones to understand this ship. Like, I can't. I don't know if I can like do this."
Well, have you? So when you are online and you are doing a piece of artwork, is it always something that's on commission, or is it something that's in your head that you want to get out there and you're painting it for your own self?
Usually both.
Mm,
Because it depends what commissions it is.
mm,
Usually I do commission work because it lets me work on it off time and like during work hours and not during work hours.
right.
Though sometimes I don't because I'm either waiting for a response or it's a private commission. Like I've got a bunch of private commissions I can't show online.
Mm-hmm.
And though sometimes I do free art requests, which is
Okay.
always interesting. Just too interesting.
Mm-hmm. And I
Like
imagine that is interesting, especially with some of the folks that are online.
definitely, the amount of furries I've drawn is quite insane.
Yeah, yeah, furries, scalies, all that's going to be in there.
Oh,
uh,
trust me, we had a full-blown conversation on what counts as a furry or not.
did you get?
That conversation kept carrying over to other streams as well, because I would be like trying to defend my argument, and everyone's like, "No, this would be a furry. No, this would be a furry," and I'm like, "I don't know."
So if you want the absolute definition of a furry, make sure you go to one of Bunny's streams and engage her in the conversation.
You just ask me what makes a furry, and then my entire Twitch chat's like, "Oh shit, here we go again."
Well, have you got the commissions open right now?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the commissions are open now, so we're going to have all the links in the description for the video coming up at here in just a little bit. But I want to get back to what the channel is doing. What have you got any big plans coming up?
Um, I want to make a new model
Hmm.
because I draw my models. I
Yeah,
want to make a new model. Why? Because I can.
yeah. That's the
I do
artist.
need
That's the artist talking. Can't
as artist.
something
I
has
do
to
need
be
to
tweaked.
update some aspects of my channel. Like
Mhm,
I do want to get some new art, new cover art going on, things like that.
mhm.
New background music. I've been being pushed into doing covers,
Oh, doing
but
cover songs.
cover songs or original
Oh,
songs. Because
excellent.
fun fact, I cannot write songs. I can only write raps.
Oh,
Which is the funniest thing because I don't intend to do so, but then I just only write raps.
well, I mean, if it works, it works. I,
Exactly.
if for each their own. So, are you going to be a rap artiste as well?
Yeah, probably. Although I might just pay someone to sing it for me, that someone who has actual good vocals. I
I-
traded away my music talent for my art talent.
Well, at least I don't know that yet. I haven't heard you yet, but I bet you that the artist in you carries over to that as well, and you'll have several takes.
Hopefully.
Take 47. Yeah,
Take 47.
yes. Art
No.
artists and I'm painting you all with a brush, which is not supposed to be a pun, but you guys always are tweaking something. Eh,
Absolutely.
You just is there any time where you can actually look at what something you've done and say, "Okay, I'm done."
Absolutely not. There's always something that you want to change. Like sometimes it's just like, oh, I want to change the background color. Sometimes it's like a minuscule thing. That's why I prefer digital painting
Mhm.
because you can't tell. You just look far away. You don't look up close into the mistakes I make.
Yeah.
Like I feel like half the things I do would make another artist pass out. For example, I just color and shade on the same layer. I sometimes just color straight onto my sketch layer, which makes some artists really angry at me.
Oh, I bet. And like that, you're not doing it right. You're supposed to do it that way. Well,
Oh my God, the gatekeeping of art
uh,
techniques.
yeah, the gatekeeping and everything is more than enough. But now you have other. You can't be a real artist because you don't do it this way.
Oh my gosh, I hate when people make those assumptions.
And those people are
I
teaching.
remember when
They're
told
teaching the
someone
art
told me that
classes.
someone told me like anime, like artists should not be drawing anime style.
Uh,
And I'm like, have you met the gaming industry? Have you just like looked online?
the majority, I think, you put on a Google search for anything, the majority is going to be anime style.
Exactly.
I mean, even if
Which
it
is very funny.
sometimes when they're not even meaning to be anime style, they're still going to be anime style. It's to me, artists again. The old saying is "eye of the beholder." I think it's in the eye of the artist. I mean, whatever you put down, that's the art. Unless I put it down when
Definitely.
it's just an F.
No, I'm actually gonna bring this up. I hate when art teachers like grade based off your skill level. Like I understand some art teachers, like professionals, should be doing that, but if it's like high school, middle school, they should be not be grading based off technique. They should be grading off based off like if you did it correctly. Like, oh, you use this technique, like you use color theory. Good job, A.
Even if the
I
color
think
was
that's why I enjoy
even
art.
even if the color ended up all gray, you gave it a try anyway. But
You gave it a try. You understood that how to cancel out tones.
yeah, yeah, that's something that I mean, I'm talking back in the '70s, so it's almost 50 years ago, but it still scars. And when you actually try on something and it doesn't come up anything positive whatsoever, but that's something I think today is not happening as much. Um,
Definitely not.
Especially with the internet and how it's grown, people are seeing more different types of artwork and are accepting and wanting different types of artwork.
Yeah, I actually tell people like you really should know your style, but two, make sure you have other styles you can try and stretch and make.
Hmm.
Especially because most things in the industry now is very stylized or is leaning towards like a specific style. You should be able to one like adapt, but two, always put your own twist on it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes you have to be commercial. Sometimes you have to be whatever you want. And sometimes they're not
You
the
have to be
same
the
thing.
chaotic gremlin.
Yeah. Be the chaotic grim, but you also got to bring home the bacon every once in a while.
Exactly.
Yes, I'll draw your Minecraft ship.
Oh my goodness, no, like I would get messages. My this is gonna sound weird. My rule of art is I don't ask questions. The
Hmm.
only question I will ask is what you're gonna use it for. Because, I just want to make sure it's like not being used for like a hate post or something.
Right.
I get some wild commissions. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just not gonna ask more questions for the sake of my sanity.
I'm going to sell this to you, and I'm washing my hands of it. And I'm washing my hands, period.
No, like, how am I supposed to ask, like, why do you need so much maid outfit drawings? Why do you need, you know what? I'm not gonna ask. I'm not gonna ask.
Oh, it's great talking with you because I know it's in an interview like this when I get to talk to somebody who obviously is very passionate about what they do, and obviously art is very important to you. It
Hmm.
tells very quickly, and the time spent with the person goes very quickly as well, and it has been for me with you. Um, I hope I can get you back on again, and we could talk
Yeah.
more about what you're doing here and what you're doing in the VTuber community. Would you please come on again soon?
Yep, I would definitely love to. And who knows, maybe I'll introduce you to a VTuber maker so you can get a VTuber model.
Oh my
Become an
gosh.
anime girl.
Uh,
Become one of us.
that would surprise my wife no end. It might be
You
worth
know
it.
what? That'd be
It
hilarious.
would be really hilarious. Bunny, I appreciate it. We're going to have everything, all the links coming up on the description of the video. Thank you for coming on, and I hope everything goes well for in the future. And I hope that you don't have to draw anything that's extended beyond the wrist.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.